Unpause life.
Gaga goo goo! Gaga goo goo! And welcome.
That's one way to start the show.
Yeah. You know,
I'm okay with it.
something silly happened to me yesterday. I went to the Beehive. You know that place that used to be Herbie's, Paul?
Yeah, don't they make pretty good sandwiches now?
Yeah. I went and picked up a sandwich yesterday. I like ordered on Grubhub just to pick it up.
They take a minute
And
though to make them.
yeah, they do. But more background on that. I fucking just shaved my beard and I like just left the mustache. And Paul knows when I shave, like I leave the mustache kind of long, like redneck style.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And I walk in, and I'm standing at the counter waiting, and the guy he goes, Dan? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, I knew it. That mustache just screams Dan. I'm like, and I just laughed. I just thought that was funny. And then later on in the night, I had just gotten home. This is like later, like maybe like 9 or 10 or something. And my dad is getting up, and he has like an eighth of a carnita burrito with like red sauce on it. And he goes, "Hey, you want some of this?" Oh, wait, you can't. And then he puts it on the stove, and I'm standing there, and I was just like, "Ah, fuck it," and I ate it. And it was yummy.
How about afterward?
Yum yummo. Actually, I had a little bit of heartburn the next morning, but who gives a hoot is due.
Are you able to eat whatever you want now?
Uh, Probably not.
In moderation.
But I couldn't the burrito, man. Oh man, I hadn't had pork or steak anything in like well, it's been at least a week. But for me, that's a lot. But man, it was good. What else do we have on the itinerary here? Oh, new segment on the show. It's called Thrash Metal Honey Bun of the Week. And this week we have Lisa from the band Pyrotoxic from Finland. Look that up.
Pyrotoxic?
Pyrotoxic, yeah. That means everybody. Audience too.
I accidentally typed in pyrotonic.
That's what I thought they were called originally. Yeah, Pyrotoxic. See her?
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. Thrash Metal Honey Bun of the Week. Okay, what's next here? Oh, the movie Pearl. I guess that prequel to
X.
what is it called? X?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucked really bad. I would want everybody to watch it just to see how fucking lame it is. This actress, she is so like edgy, hot topic psycho girl. There you go. Femcel movie, as opposed to an incel movie like American Psycho or Drive or something like that. This is a femcel movie.
I'm not familiar
And
with X.
oh no,
Wait.
I think A24, right, Paul?
It's a prequel to a movie that was released in the same year?
Yeah. But it's all pretty close to one another on release dates. But
How do you like that?
you also watched Perfect Blue, right?
I did watch Perfect Blue. Did you?
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah, what'd you think?
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I liked it too. It was pretty. Was it real? What was fake? What was real?
Yeah, it was like it was.
Was it the fat lady the whole time? What was going on?
Yeah, it was her. I guess it was just like her making, what's her name? Mima?
Yeah, Mima.
Making Mima like crazy and paranoid and like making her reality like fade in and seep into like her fiction and then like which is like the show that she's in or the movie if I don't know what it's called, Double Bind. And
Yeah.
yeah, like yeah, she like hired that or like worked with that dude, what's his name? Mima Maniac.
Is that the guy that runs the website?
Yeah, the guy with the face. They have similar faces, huh?
Yeah.
At first, I thought it was like her. I thought like Reem. What's her name? Remy.
Yeah, something like that.
I thought
The manager.
I thought she was fucking the maniac. They both
The
had like
maniacs in the mailbox.
yeah, they both had like the fucking hammerhead shark faces and shit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was like what I immediately thought. I'm like, some of these characters are really like creepy looking.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense that if that's what was going on, if they were the same person, the strange like stalker and her. But I guess
Yeah.
she was the stalker the whole time.
Well, apparently she was like an old like pop artist, and she was, mentoring Mima, and then from there, I guess she got like jealous and envious, and when Mima decided to go into acting, that like broke her and made her, you know, uh, what's it called? Multiple personality. She had like that disorder where she would like think that she was Mima, and from there, doing all these killings and like actually like appearing as that. And I thought it was like cool because the movie like kind of made you see that disorder like through the eyes of someone like experiencing that, like it
You
made me
mean
like confused as fuck. You don't know what's happening, you don't know it's real, you don't know like who you are and shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Do you mean the manager had personality disorder?
yeah, that's why, like, yeah.
Well, what about the girl? She must have had some kind of disorder too,
Oh,
because we were
she just
seeing the
had like a,
movie.
yeah, she just had like a psychotic like breakdown because she went through like trauma of like the rape attack scene, and then also the,
Yeah, the rape attack scene was I don't know. It was pretty interesting. She's like, it's not like I'm really gonna get raped, and then she was all like crying about it after.
yeah, that, and then
And
also
she came home and the fish were dead. I felt so bad.
yeah, that was Remy. She took that shit. She took the fish. So, you know how she was making her room exactly like Mima's. Like she like grabbed
Yeah,
the fish and like actually like stole them and shit.
Mima's room.
Yeah. So I thought it was just like, sick on like both levels. Whereas like, you could see this person like going through this as well as like you're kind of along the same trip, not through her eyes, but like someone experiencing that in itself, like because when you after you saw the movie, after I saw, I was confused as fuck, and then I had to
Oh, me
rewatch it.
too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, this kind of makes sense now that I know how it ends.
Yeah, yeah, because you're watching it from her point of view as like kind of going insane and not knowing
What,
if
anything's
she did
real?
something or yeah, if any of it's real.
And
And
then,
it's hard for us to tell what's real,
yeah,
which is
exactly,
what's
like
insane.
when she like kill the or like hit the maniac with the hammer. I thought it
Yeah,
was like fucking like, and then it showed like the movie scene, but apparently that like happened, like she recorded that or they
yeah,
filmed that.
that happened in the show,
Yeah, and then it was she
but we
was
think it's us and her think it's like a real attack or something.
yeah, and then Rimi's like doing the actual killing and shit.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, I gotta watch all his other stuff. I know you watched Paranoia Agent, right?
Uh, yeah, I did. It's hard to find that one like dubbed. I know they have that on Crunchyroll, fucking subbed. I think like low res versions are on YouTube.
Well, I got the DVD. I'm sure it comes in like different languages, so we'll see.
Yeah, here we go. I might have to watch this again because Paranoia Agent was fucking excellent.
Yeah,
And now that I think about it, it's I didn't know it was the same guy who did Perfect Blue.
yeah, and then
It makes
Paprika
sense.
too. I have to watch that. Same guy.
Yeah, Paprika's pretty interesting. That one's not really like you don't know if it's real or not. It's basically like a dream. The girl is a dream detective, and like you're in a dream, and so you're able to kind of draw all kinds of wacky shit and just make wacky stuff happen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's terrific. I might have to rewatch that too, man.
Yeah, good anime.
Yeah, good anime, not this trash. It's hard to find anything good.
And the thing about Perfect Blue, it made me think about Talk to Me, where like at the end you're like experiencing like her hallucinations as like a schizophrenic and shit. Like it kind of reminds me of that, you know,
Mm,
where you're
yeah.
experiencing like her paranoia and like this other person's multiple personality disorder. But yeah, sorry for the spoiler, guys.
Hey,
I'm
these
back.
these movies are
I'm
over
back.
30 years old.
Yeah. Well, not talk to me, but
Red's back in black. He hit the sack. Didn't know if he was ever coming back.
Computer decides to just die on me for no reason.
well, we had the probably killed itself with all this anime talk going on, huh?
Fuck it.
Yeah. Hopefully
I
the
like
listeners
anime.
are still
I've
here
watched it in
though.
a long time.
Say what, Paul?
Oh, I said hopefully the listeners are still here.
Both of them.
Not not like your computer made.
Dude, I looked up that I was looking up like reviews and shit for Talk to Me, like when I first watched it. And I'm always so baffled by like YouTubers that you'll always look up movies and then there'll be a video that says ending explained.
Oh yeah.
The ending explained. Talk to Me, you didn't need to be explained the ending. It's
Yeah, exactly.
right fucking there. What do you mean explain the ending?
Whoa.
Yeah, well, what just happened? Why did she end the... Wait a minute, what?
What
Wait,
the
so
what?
they were trying to talk to me?
Yeah, they were... Who, me? That's kind of a Charlie Cheswick from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Remember? She goes, Mr. Cheswick? Me? When's the last time you saw
I haven't
that?
seen Perfect
Both of
Blue.
you guys.
See which
Uh-oh.
one?
Oh, I said One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. When's the last time you guys saw that movie?
Oh, jeez, that's been years.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw it was with you actually, high school.
Yeah, I would say like around the same time. I probably last saw it in like 2013.
Yeah.
I used to watch that over and over again. It's just great. Charlie
I
Cheswick, the
probably
guy
saw
with
it
the
in high
glasses.
school last as well,
What's that?
and I probably saw it in high school last as well, and
Oh, okay.
So
I think I was in high school 10 years before you guys.
I was gonna
Yeah, so
I
a
was
little
gonna
bit
say so it's been in the theater for like a year then. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa! Guy's getting roasted over here. Yeah, roasting some marshmallows here.
Rude. Rude.
That was rude. That was rude. I think you should apologize. I'm not kidding. Do it now.
Sorry, Fred, love you.
That's better.
Elder abuse.
Elder abuse.
But
It's like one of the fucking nurses like punched a person. That was the equivalent of what just happened.
Yeah.
The podcast equivalent. You just
Paul,
battered
Nano's
an old
Nurse
man.
Ratchet.
Miss Ratchet, I asked you a question.
about my cigarettes.
What? My cigarettes, not his or even his.
But
Watch that too.
in recent times, I moved on to Cheers because I finished Louis already. It was
Sometimes you wanna go.
and it was amazing show too. I recommend everyone to watch that. And then this brings up a topic. I know Dan watched Louis. I don't know if Fred has. Fred.
That's the animated show, right? With Louis Anderson?
No,
No.
sir. You're thinking of Louis Anderson, right? Because he had
Apparently.
an animated show. Now, Louis C.K., the bald ginger with the goatee.
Oh, no, I haven't watched that.
He had an FX show. But yeah, I was gonna bring up Louis versus Frasier as dads, and I think Frasier pretty much abandoned Freddie.
Yeah, pretty much. He only thought of himself, and he thought, I need a new start. And he left back to Seattle when his boy and his ex-wife are in fucking Boston. Yeah, man. I guess he did abandon his kid.
Yeah, and then Louis is like saving his kids and his ex-wife from like fucking the hurricane that took out Cuba and Florida.
Well, Louis also went back for his daughter. They had a whole plan, remember, for the subway.
Oh yeah.
And Jane, she's like, this is just a dream. And he's like shaking her. He's like, it's not a dream. It's not.
Yeah, that was scary. Right before he got there, it was like some man approached her. But
I like did you like the Halloween one? Where
Oh,
like
yeah.
those guys are threatening the girls and then the big guy, he goes, oh, I'm not going to do anything. He's like, but it's like, whatever the guy's name is, he's like, he's scary. And it like pans, he's dressed like a mummy and the camera pans up to him slowly and he's like crying like an idiot. He's like, I think I'm going to do something bad to these people.
There where he has to like take a shit and like they have to like find
Oh,
the place
yeah.
and they like stop the policeman and shit. So like
Yeah, she's
help
like,
him.
it's my dad. He has to poo.
He's all go down that block. I gotta do this.
Yeah, they go into like a liquor store, and the girl, she's like, he has to go to the bathroom, and he goes, no. He goes, it's poo poo. She goes, get out of here, you little white bitch. How's that to a little girl?
But yeah, it has
Yeah,
like
and then he just stands there and poops his pants.
yeah, has such like
When you gotta
absurd
go, you gotta
scenes. Has like such absurd scenes in there, and like besides like his normal day occurrences and his like people that he meets like Pamela and the people from his daughter's school and shit. Like he gets into things with them, like when he went to the PTA meeting, but he went to like the wrong fucking door. He went to the wrong room, and it was like
Yeah,
some
he was
cult.
at some like potluck thing.
Yeah, man,
Or when he the bum's head the bum gets hit by a truck and then his head rolls off.
oh yeah, and then he's like all traumatized by it, and then he like traumatizes that date.
Yeah, he tells the date that happened. Or
But-
he fucking twists his back pointing to a dildo in a sex shop.
Oh yeah. And he's like hailing a taxi, and then like two taxis come, and then the drivers like come out and like break each other's windows because they want to get his fare and shit.
That's good.
But yeah, it was
I
like,
think I need to watch this.
no, you do like
Oh, you do. It's terrific.
the fucking like the news scenes that go on in the background are so funny. Like he's like Louis like all asleep, and then the guy's like, "Hey, you there all alone?" He's all, "Put that gun in your mouth, pull the trigger." And they're saying like that hurricane fucking submerged Florida and Cuba. He's all
Yeah, they're completely submerged.
yeah, he's all, they're just gone.
They're just gone.
And then all the kids' names in the fucking show too. It's like one kid's
Shasta.
Never.
Yeah, never the kid who diarrhea's in the tub.
Yeah, and then the fucking kid Checkers.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
The girl Afghanistan.
And Tranquilite.
Tranquilite. Mm-hmm.
Tranquility.
But I think my favorite like arc in that was like with the Hungarian girl, and then like the doctor, like when the doctor that lives in his building, he's like, oh, I tweaked my back, and then he's like, you know what, it's gonna fix itself in like 20,000 years. We we're meant to be prone. He's all, we just went upright, and our back just has to adjust now. He's all, there's nothing
Yeah.
I can do.
Yeah, there's nothing doctors can do about your back. I think that's true too.
Yeah, and then he's like telling he's all, oh, misery's wasted on the miserable. He's all, he's all, no, this is the love, missing her.
Yeah, missing her.
He's all, the sad part is when you forget her, when you stop caring. But yeah, that was a great part. And then like, you know how these shows, they like go into flashbacks and shit. And then like, I guess Louis is gonna tell like a story about his childhood to Pamela, and she's like, no, just stop all that. Like, and they just stop the fucking flashback from happening. It's funny.
Well, he did have a flashback. I don't know exactly how that happened.
Oh, that was like right before. It was because his daughter was like smoking weed.
Oh yeah, he had his own weed experience, which is very strange.
Yeah.
Doesn't that guy? He says like, "This is man shit."
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, fucking Hawkeye from the Avengers, he's like singing the theme song, Louie, 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 Louie.
Oh, Jeremy
Did you know
Renner's
they
in
got-
it too?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
there's a bunch of people in there.
Hey,
Jim
what's-
Norton, Doug Stanhope, bunch of comedians.
That other guy,
Wasn't he in some big accident?
I think he was, yeah.
who, Louis?
No, Jeremy Renner.
I don't know Jeremy Renner.
He was the man shit guy.
Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
What the hell else was he in?
The Avengers' best fucking
Avengers.
movies, bro.
I don't know any of this shit that he was in.
You want some movie Rex?
Nah,
All
I'm
the-
looking at his movies. It doesn't look like anything I'd be interested in.
All the Avengers, watch those. Watch.
I think I'd actually probably rather just kick the bucket than do that. Seriously, I don't want to watch.
He
the
did one
fucking
of the
Avengers
one of the
movies.
Bourne movies.
I've seen one of them.
He did one of the
Not
Bourne
sure
movies.
which
It was
one.
like an offshoot of it. It was actually pretty good.
Holy shit! I saw one of the Bourne movies in theaters like 15 years ago. I have no idea which one. Probably over 15 years. It was like 20 years ago. I don't even remember which one it was.
Yeah, they're fun movies. Like, you don't think much. You just watch people kill each other.
Yeah, it's like the Taken movies and what's that one that just came out with Denzel?
Taken was fun.
Oh, Equalizer?
Yeah, that's just like those sort of like John Wick,
And
like over the
Expendables
top shit.
4.
Yeah, it's just like star-studded shit.
Those movies are usually like the best ones to watch, like in the theaters. I saw fucking Taken in the theaters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Saw Limitless
I want
in
to go
the
see the new
theaters too.
Expendables.
What was that?
The Expendables.
I want to go see the new Expendables. It's going to be great.
It's gonna be great.
It's just big guns shooting people. Like, what
Okay.
more do you want?
Fucking man shit.
Yep.
Nothing. That sounds alright. I mean, I know Stallone is in that, right? Is that fucking
Everyone you
Arnold
can,
too?
everyone you can think of is in there.
All the Expendables?
Well, I don't know about the
No,
fourth one, but
Schwarzenegger didn't come back.
Oh.
It's Stallone, Statham, Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph.
I think Megan Fox is in it, which is weird, but no, whatever.
I always confuse
Randy
Dolph with the
Couture, I think,
guy.
is in it again.
Oh, okay. Always confused Dolph with the guy who's in Bloodsport. Who's that?
Claude Van Damme,
Yeah, Jean-Claude Van Damme. They have strange names.
Split
It
Span.
confuses me.
How can you
Fucking
confuse
Dave.
him? He was he played Drago in Rocky.
Oh, really?
I must break you.
Yeah, he's the blonde guy.
The blonde Russian.
I don't know, because I don't usually I don't usually come back to the Rocky movies.
Yeah, I watched them, most of them recently, and strange, especially that first one.
First one's strange.
You know, my favorite of Stallone's movies is the fourth Rambo movie, the one where they're in Burma.
See, again, like
'Cause
I
the
know
whole thing
I know
is
First
just-
Blood, but
Yeah, First Blood had the best plot, but in terms of just sheer constant violence, Rambo 4,
Mhm.
that's where it's at.
And I was gonna say one of the lines that like stuck out to me from Louis. I forget exactly where or what part it's from, but this guy's like, "I'm gonna put my ass in your ass."
What?
I don't know if it's like one of the comedians. I don't remember, but it's just fucking funny.
what about that?
Anatomically, how does that work?
What
Watch
about
it.
What about that dream sequence that like scared the shit out of me?
Oh yeah, the guy with like fucking no eyeballs and just like screams and jumps on Louis from the hallway.
What?
It's
gotta
like
watch
a
it.
dream. Yeah, it's like a dream sequence where it's like a dude in a pink bodysuit. He's looking out in his hallway. It's pitch black, and then this like dude in the bodysuit comes and like jumps on him, and he like wakes up. But I remember seeing that episode when it was new, and I'm just like laying in bed watching a comedy, and then that happens, and like all my adrenaline just started pumping. It scared the fucking shit out of me. It scared me so fucking bad.
Yeah, I was watching it at work. I goes, "Oh shit."
Yeah. What do you look up? Louis' scary part?
Yeah.
The scary part. The
This-
disturbing dream sequence.
The scary door.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's like yeah, there, there it is, like 45 seconds in. Yeah, that scared the fucking shit out of me.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I can see why.
Yeah, dude, that's what's fucking. I was
What the
like,
fuck?
Yeah, it's all normal as fuck episode, and then you don't even know he's like having nightmares, and then that shit happens, and he keeps like that guy keeps reappearing in his nightmares.
It's not scary after that because you expect it, but the first time it's like,
Yeah.
and you don't expect it because it's not. It's a fucking comedy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it so jarring.
Yeah. Man, but the end of like where I need that explained by a YouTuber. The double decker guy. He just like dies. And then
Wait,
they just end the
double-decker?
show. Yeah, the one comedian he's like on the road with, sharing the condo. And then
What's his name? Are you talking about fucking Jim Florentine?
I think so.
Is that
Like-
that because
Yeah, cause like Louis like they're like drinking at like fucking 10 in the morning, and then Louis is like throwing up in the toilet, and this guy's like, "Move, I gotta take a shit." And he's like, "No, just move, stay there. You know, I'm gonna do a double decker." So he goes and tries to take a shit in the tank, and then he fucking falls over, hits his head, and he's like, "So, dude, am I bleeding?"
Oh yeah, his buddy. Dude, am I bleeding?
Yeah, he's like doing the fart jokes, and then Louis like crying. He's like, because I guess they're like in a argument, and then he's like telling him like
Oh,
how
dude.
that's not comedy, and then he's like,
that
you know what?
that was Jim Florentine.
Yeah.
That's the guy from That Metal Show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that fucking Metal Show.
Never seen that.
Hey, it's fucking Jim Florentine. So look up That Metal Show, you'll see him.
Is that even good?
Probably. Probably not great, but probably okay. It's got fucking Eddie Trunk, and you stump that guy.
Enough to be a show, huh?
Well, I remember the Metal Mentors guys were talking shit about him because he's like, I don't like death metal. All he likes is like, I don't know, glam and like tigers and pantang, shit like that.
Okay.
Blue hair stuff.
Blue hair stuff.
No, that's like Animal Collective, dude.
The blue hair stuff.
Do people even listen to Animal Collective anymore? I don't have
What the
a
hell?
loop. I don't know.
What the hell's Animal Collective?
Some indie band that was like popular 15 years ago. I don't know if they are anymore.
Not something I was ever familiar with.
Yeah, I don't know.
Indie music scares me.
The Mountain Goats had a couple good songs.
Yeah.
The who?
The Mountain Goats, some like another just indie band. But I think this guy liked Merciful Fate, so he kind of gets a pass.
Damn, when the indie lord stumps the metal lord.
I wouldn't call myself an indie lord. I know a few indie bands. You probably know more than I do, Paul.
Yeah.
Name one.
I don't know if it's necessarily indie, but Nick Drake is like, you know, 70s folk type of shit.
I guess that counts. What was
I've never
that? Nick Drake.
Yeah, he's great. Singer songwriter.
I've heard of Drake.
He's great too.
he got crippled in Degrassi.
Let's see, and then there's the fucking Jose Gonzalez, Iron Wine,
Don't know that.
Neutral Milk Hotel, Soup Jam
I know that.
Seasons,
Oh, I've heard of them.
The Shins.
Oh, the Shins are good.
Land of Talk, Carissa's Weird, shit like that.
Chris is weird.
Was that
Carissa's
was
Weird
that a statement or was it a band?
band. I don't know.
Who's
That's
Chris?
more like indie shit rather than like indie rock. I guess the difference.
The Shins
I
had
couldn't
that
tell you
song.
what the difference is.
Yeah, they have that song. It's like. Dun, 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 dun,
Kissing the Lipless.
dun. It's probably. I think it was in some movie with Natalie Portman or something,
Mm.
where she like puts her earbuds in some guy's ear, and it was that song.
I'm uneducated in the ways of the indie.
Well, I'll pick one next turnaround.
Oh Lord.
Indie metal.
Is that? I think indie metal kind of is a thing. It's like post black metal now, right?
Might yeah, I guess so, huh?
You know, I could see that. Yeah.
There's a band
Black
like Death
gaze.
Heaven. Yeah, like Black Gaze. But I mean, is shoegaze really that? I mean, I guess it kind of is indie, but it feels a lot different though. Like Lush feels a lot different than say like you were saying like Neutral Milk Hotel or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think I could identify the indie sound if I heard it. Like,
think
as far
it's
as
more
I
of
know,
like-
it's just like
I think it's more
Rock.
like an umbrella term, and then for some things, you know, like how I
Yeah.
included some like folk in there, and like Animal
Yeah,
Collective, they're like electronic, and it's like
Independent rock.
yeah. But then
so
again,
are
I'm
metal
kind of
bands
ignorant on
are
that.
signed indie bands as well.
By definition, yeah. But we just like to
That's
say
concerning.
underground.
Yeah, there is sort of a
Yeah,
there is sort of a sound for that kind of thing.
Don't
Yeah.
you have to like wear turtlenecks and stuff?
Nowadays you have to. I explained this look on the James episode. You have to like have a beanie above your ears. You have to have like either clear rimmed glasses or very thin, like straight circle glasses,
And the Dickies
and the Dickies rolled up and Converse probably,
and a belt. Or suspenders.
and a belt or suspenders and a little mustache. And you usually have to be pretty thin.
I imagine skinny jeans would be required as well.
No.
Boxy
No.
Dickies.
Boxy Dickies, exactly. with a t-shirt that's
Yeah.
just slightly too tight. Not much, just slightly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is
That's like the
all
indie look.
truly
Oh, you know
foreign
what they
to me.
need too? An earring with a chain, like a dangly earring. That's another
Oh
one.
no.
It's another
Oh,
one of the
no.
look. Oh, and I forget what they're called. Not a Telecaster, but a Telecaster looking kind of fender. One of those like kind of roundish fenders that's like white and then brown on the
It's
like
like
plastic part.
what are they called? Like Jaguar or
Exactly. The Fender Jaguar. You need one of those guitars. Exactly.
yeah,
Right
it's like
on.
the Strat, way more rounder though.
We should just drop this and do that whole thing and kind of, be part of that scene. Just enter in. That'd be fun, right?
Kind of doing that with Droom.
Well, I mean, that's I feel like that's more gaze, and that's not doesn't really feel like it has. I mean, it is kind of indie rock, I guess, right?
Yeah, we're like doing shit like Hum and fucking Overwhelming Color Fast.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a big difference with Hum and Overwhelming Color Fast and say a band like the Shins, or I can't even tell you what's out right now, what people like. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a ever evolving thing.
Yeah, all the influences for that were like just straight from the '90s, practically.
Yeah, that's
It's the sort of thing I will always be clueless about.
Overwhelming Color Fast has some good songs. Hum has some good songs. We'll have to send you those. Even for a metal guy, I think this is stuff that you could be into. Not immensely, just a song or two. Because I'm kind of the same way.
I mean-
don't give most of a shit.
ooh, the Manic Street Preachers.
I'm willing to give anything a listen. I'm not promising I'll necessarily like it, but it takes a lot for me to hate something, though. If I hear something that doesn't do much for me, I'll be like, yeah, I mean, it's there. It doesn't offend me, but I might not listen to it again. It takes a lot for me to really hate something.
Guns N' Roses.
No, don't hate them.
Pantera.
Top of the hate list would go to Pantera, Coldplay. I want to gouge my eyes out every time I hear Chris Martin's vocals. Kings of Leon.
I remember the name Kings of Leon. That was like MTV alternative rock.
Sex is on Fire.
They're still putting out albums. I think like they're
Taking Back
still
Sunday.
fairly popular, but I don't know.
That's more just like 2000s emo.
Well, this is all stuff
Children of
that's like
Bottom used to
reminding
be
me
on there.
of your hate list.
Yeah, they used to be on there, but not
Oh,
as
man.
much anymore.
I remember very early on, I really liked that song "Needle 24/7." If you remember that, it's like it's very synthy, if I remember correctly.
I don't hate Children of Bottom at this point, but every time I hear it, I'm like, you guys need to calm down.
I'm looking at a comment on the Needle 24/7 video. It says, "Take note, young metalheads. You never know when the Reaper will come. Go see as many shows as you can. R.I.P. Alexi, Dime, Dave B, and all other legends we've lost along the way. I owe all of them some of the best nights of my life."
True. That's why I'm
And
gonna
that's
gonna see Peter Paul tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a comment by Space Ghost, by the way. And his profile picture is Space Ghost.
There you go.
Yeah, Space Ghost knows.
Deep.
Take note, young metalheads. Hello, metalheads of the world. All right.
Take note.
Well, should we get into it? Or Fred, do you have anything you'd like to toss into the itinerary here?
No, I've had a shit week. I've been sick the whole time.
Shit week, sick the whole time. All right. Well, I forgot
Nothing
to
even
say,
remotely interesting has happened to me.
you didn't even watch anything good?
No, not even. The only thing I've really watched is on Netflix, World's Toughest Prisons. I don't even know why,
Hey,
but
that sounds pretty badass.
kind of. I mean, this guy goes to visit prisons around the world and just stays there for a week. But I'm skeptical that he actually stays there the whole time because they never show him going to bed and waking up.
Oh,
He's
it's
just
like the Bear
there
Grylls
talking
type
to
of
people.
thing.
He probably doesn't sleep
Yeah,
there.
kinda.
He probably just... Yeah, he probably doesn't sleep there. He's probably just there to film for a week.
Have you guys ever seen like Hotel
Well,
Hell?
the way they present it, they say he's going
Yeah.
to be there for the week. So I don't know.
Yeah, just interviewing and
Sorry,
just
what was that,
during the
Paul?
day. I was like, have you guys ever seen Hotel Hell?
Yeah.
that motherfucker, like, for no reason, will just hop in the shower, bare ass, and like just fucking wash himself like on camera.
Who fucking Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
I've seen that
So,
show.
and he'll
I don't
sleep
think I've I don't think I've ever witnessed him taking a shower in the
Dude,
show.
that shit happens so like every fucking episode. I was on a huge
No.
binge of like watching that and like Hell's Kitchen and then his Master Chef like earlier in the year, and Hotel Hell is probably my favorite. They just
Yeah,
like
all
rip
those-
apart that shit.
Yeah, all those shows are really really entertaining.
I love the music.
That stupid sound.
Yeah. The tension is just like they just have you on the perfect tension and release sort of thing.
Well, when they use that noise,
What
it's
is this,
like
The Shining?
yeah, it's like when they use that noise, it's usually when they go into the kitchen and there's like I don't know, a pot of beans that's been there for like a month and it shows it.
Oh, it looks like some out of a fucking sci-fi movie.
Yeah, oh, it looks like it's been in the fucking sewer. Oh,
Oh, what is this?
what is this? Ah!
Fuck me, man.
He goes, oh, fuck
And
me.
he goes, and then he runs, and then the door closes behind him, and you just hear. He's like barfing his brains out.
Yeah, the door closed. Oh!
So great.
And then in Hell's Kitchen, was it Hell's Kitchen? That was the contestant show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he was running around like, come here, donkey. Calling
Say
people
it.
Yep.
donkeys.
Say you're an idiot sandwich. I'm an idiot sandwich.
He puts 2 pieces of bread on his ears.
Pieces of bread on each side of the guy. Yeah.
Goes,
Bre-
fucking Muppet.
Apparently there was a really bad like episode of Hotel Hell where like the actual like hotel owners like asked fucking Hotel Hell to take down the episode from like streaming services and shit. Like they just took it off the air because it was just like fucking rightfully, I don't know, like not slandered them, but like it was like just showing like exposing them basically.
Is that the whole
What?
point of the show?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
And-
point.
Yeah. I don't know. They probably had
Hey,
like
we look really bad in this. Well,
well, maybe they didn't. Like most of the episodes they'll like go and be like, oh, let's see how they're doing a year later, and then they're actually doing well. But like this one probably didn't.
Yeah,
All the more
food
reason to
and,
leave it
like,
on.
Hoarders and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you should go into Gordon should go into hoarders' houses and make them tidy up a bit. That'd probably be good.
Have you guys ever
Okay.
seen that show?
Hoarders is a great show, though.
Yeah.
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 There's some fucking nasty ones. I remember there's one with this kid. He's probably like in his early 20s. He's like at home with his parents, but his room was so fucking disgusting. He like never picked up any of the dog hair off of his carpet because he thought if he did, the dog would die, like some kind of OCD thing.
Damn.
Okay.
Some nasty boy.
But that's the worst ones, though. A lot of them have like just a ton of shit in them, and
Yeah.
the kitchen's gross. But the worst ones are the ones with animals, where this woman has like 6 cats, and there's just shit and piss everywhere.
Isn't there one where like there's a bunch of corpses of cats just lying around some lady's house?
Oh fuck.
Yeah,
There's just
I
a
think
bunch
I
of,
remember something like
dead
that.
cats everywhere.
But like ones where it's so bad they actually have to like take off the linoleum floor because like all the piss,
The
and
excrement
shit is soaked
juice,
into
yeah.
it. Yeah. Oh, gross.
They collect trash and they like won't throw their trash away.
Fuck. The memories.
You ever been to somebody's house and like they have old fucking dishes and plates of like food just sitting there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Not-
It's like, dude, how do you get like this? And one of our friends was like that, Paul. You know who? I won't name him.
What the hell?
Yeah.
What is this? Disgusting.
Well, enough of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
What are we here for today? What's your pick, Daniel?
Why are we here? Why are we here?
Holy Terror, Mind Wars, 1988.
Holy
What is it? Road Racer,
Yeah,
or is it Road Runner?
Racer.
Yeah. So Holy Terror. I don't exactly remember when I got into this band. It was probably like, I want to say like 8th grade going into 9th grade is when I discovered this band. Kind of when I felt like I needed to know everything that there was about thrash and
Wait,
like
wait,
every
wait.
band.
I thought we were doing Holy Terror from Indonesia, the deportation of truth.
Oh, is that what you've been listening to all week?
Ah,
Yeah, the grindcore album.
I'm afraid I don't know anything about that Holy Terror.
No, I was listening to a little bit of it. It's they actually have some pretty interesting melodic riffs in there, but it's just like unrelenting, just fast death metal shit. With
Is it worth anything?
when did
they only have like 2 tracks on YouTube, and like one of them he's like singing at the speed of Keith Dean, but like in a death metal way. So it's pretty
Okay.
interesting.
So they're comparable.
when did they come out?
This album comes out in 2000. Let's see. I think they formed in '96 though.
Well,
And they didn't think the name was taken?
Well, who really knew about Holy Terror, huh?
I mean,
Road Racer wasn't a small label.
no, I guess not. Oh wait, this was this released on a Road Racer or under one flag? Oh, it's both. It's the
Yeah, it's a
European version and then the American version.
Didn't you listen to the Requiem
Yeah.
podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So,
Disclaimer: I was
Come
gonna
on.
say, Requiem podcast does a Holy Terror episode on this, and it's really, really in depth. Listen to that one too.
yeah, listen to that one.
We got Jeff Wagner on there as well, speaking about it.
Wasn't he only on there for like a second?
Like maybe like 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they do a pretty in-depth coverage on Holy Terror, like in both of their albums. But they're one of my favorite bands, and I figured I should talk about them too. Because Paul, you originally wanted to talk about them as well. Like, I didn't figure they were like underground enough or something like that. But what the fuck? It's a great album. Why not?
Yeah, I was either thinking between this and Blump, but already went with Blump.
Yes, we got here first.
You know,
but
they're a name people recognize, but they don't get the recognition that they deserve.
No, that's exactly the thing. I mean, for like thrash heads, I think the name Holy Terror is kind of thrown around here and there, and people will just kind of know who they are without really like sucking them off, which they deserve because this band is fucking the best.
Yeah, so we'll suck
Think,
them off.
Yeah, we're gonna suck them off. I think somebody we knew. Sorry, I'm listening to my fucking echo in the background. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, somebody that we knew from fucking Nightmare. You remember those guys? The guys from like Early Moods.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody. They said they recorded with one of these guys. Like they recorded a demo with one of them. I think it might have been Mike.
Okay, the other guitars?
Yeah, where is he? I'm not seeing his name here.
Probably,
Ah, here we go. Mike
Yeah.
Alford. And apparently he had tried to get a little bit of like something like a reunion coming back up, but I guess nobody really wanted to. And then he just kind of like started his own little project called Mind Wars. That's I mean it's more or less basic thrash. It's nothing special, I don't think. Which is a shame. I mean, I don't think he was the main songwriter for this band either. I think it was this other guitar player, Kurt.
Yeah, it was mainly Kurt, and then I guess they started co-writing songs. I guess Mike did some, like maybe 3 or 4 on Mind Wars, and there's more contribution from the rest of the band for those songs. But the first album, Terror and Submission, was mainly just Kurt.
Yeah. So the second one's more of a like group effort then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess something that people usually sorry, that echo is fucking there, it stopped. People usually like recognize this band because of Agent Steel. Because like thrash guys always know, Masters of Metal, Agents of Steel.
Yeah, because that's, Kurt's from there, the guitars.
Yeah, was he on the album or I don't even see. Oh yeah. He was on Skeptic's Apocalypse
Yeah, then he
In,
left after that.
in '85. I remember there was like some skater kid in high school and he had an Agent Steel t-shirt on and I said something. He goes, "Oh, I don't even know this band. My dad gave me this t-shirt." I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, that went nowhere.
Vintage.
Yeah, what can we say about Holy Terror here? Immortal Wasteland. Fucking that's like a battle ready song.
Well, talk about Terror and Submission a bit since we're gonna be doing Mind Wars mainly. I know you have them very close to one another in like a ranking way, right?
Yeah, I don't think I can. It's hard for me to pick between the two, but after listening to Mind Wars like a lot in the past, like over just over the weekend, really, I think Mind Wars is slightly a little bit better.
Yeah, it sure is. I think like yeah,
But
all the
It's a
songs
bit
are
more
there.
diverse, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot more
well,
contrasting.
I think
I
that's
feel like the
reflective of
first
the
one's really diverse.
more diverse songwriting, right?
What was that?
I was gonna say I think the
No,
first
because
one
like
is really diverse too.
it is, but I think like Paul was saying, the fact that everyone contributed to the writing in the second one gave it a little bit more breadth, I guess. But no, no, they are pretty close to the two as well. I agree.
Yeah, I was reading an interview with Mike, and he was talking about Terran's submission, and he was saying that that it was kind of slow compared to how they were live, and Mind Wars was more what they actually sounded like in a live setting, and yes, Terran's submission was a little bit more subdued, if that makes sense, and it does have kind of weird production.
Yeah, I
I
could
feel
see
like
that.
both of the albums have a little bit of weird production, but the second one is
It's
it's
more clear, I think.
yeah, it's much more clear, I think.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
do it justice to Keith's vocals on Mind Wars. You know, it seemed like it was a little bit, not favoring what he was able to do. Especially where he's shining here, like in like he just has like little lines that are like melodic like through there. He's like in like Judas Reward. He's like to another financial plan. It's like it's fucking sick.
And then he does that like R&B thing. He goes, ah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome.
yeah. It's like there's like little
the
moments of
vocal
that.
acrobatics are just crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, man, that's like the first thing you really do notice about this is the fucking vocals. It's I think the first song I ever heard was maybe No Resurrection or Christian Resistance, and these songs really feel really different from other thrash bands like in the 80s.
Man,
It doesn't have the it doesn't have the like so the what do you even
it's
call
enough.
that?
It's this. I don't know. Do you consider this a fun album? Like,
Extremely, yeah.
you think so?
mm.
It's I think it's fun for me. I'm always playing the air drums when
I
I
think
hear
it's a
it.
fun album, but I don't think it's funny. Like I don't think it's going out of its way to be humorous or anything. But
No, I think it's fun. I don't think it's funny at all.
it's
No,
fun.
I
I
think it's like straight up like the most extreme extent of where speed metal could have went. Went. It's right here. Period. This is speed metal.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the
Versus like the
drums.
rest of the bands that coming out that thrash wise, it was more like sort of fun songs and shit. Versus like this is just like completely serious. It's like they have their point and their statement and they're gonna make it and then that's it.
I'm looking at some
And
of the
it's full
similar
throttle
artists.
too, right? Like they don't let up.
No, like there's sections where they'll have slower parts and all that, but it's just like
Mhm.
just to give a little dynamic to the music because they towards the end of the album like those last three songs they're going fucking fast, like as fast as they were in like Dead of Pain,
Yeah.
and like every song has like little
You know-
sections of just that.
It's
Not
going
gonna
so
lie, though,
fast.
when I first heard the album,
Mm-hmm.
I did not like his vocals
Bruh.
Really?
when I first heard the album.
Bruh.
Yep. And like it was when I was getting into metal, like I liked the extreme metal vocals, the death growls, the black metal. And when I heard cleaner vocals, and he goes all over the spectrum, right? Like he's everywhere on this. And there was too much variety for me at the time.
Hmm.
Now I like it a lot. It reminds me a lot of remember Realm, Eternal War? Is it Endless War or
Mhm.
Eternal War?
I think it's Endless
Um,
War.
Reminds me of that. Yeah. But yeah, No, at first I did not like the vocals. I thought it was too much for me. It was like almost like sensory overload.
And I thought they were like perfect for the music. Like, there's even points where he's doing like sort of black metal vocals and then like sort of death metal vocals too. It's like a little,
Yeah.
earlier, uh, for that, at least for thrash, and speed metal sort of things that go into that. Um, but yeah, I think it was like perfect. Like he was do these rants like they're going like as fast as the riffs and shit, like as fast as like the picking hand and shit.
They're going like they're going off off time of the riffs. They're not doing anything you expect them to. I think that's another really cool thing about his vocals as well.
Yeah, like I don't even know. Do you can you find like a leading part in this, or do you think it's all running parallel with each other? Like is there the vocal leading, or is it the riffs leading these songs?
The vocals aren't leading,
Huh.
but they're so damn present that
Yeah,
you can't ignore. I feel like that's the way this is with all the instruments. You really can't ignore anything.
yeah, exactly. Like it's all running parallel with each other, and every time you listen to it, you have to like pick a sort of instrument to magnify and examine if you want to get the full appreciation for it.
Yeah, I was kind of doing that with the drums. I was
Yeah,
listening last night, and the drums, the thrash beat that they're doing, the fastest beat that they do, it isn't normal thrash beats that you hear other bands do. It's not like a sacrifice thrash beat or death row or even rigor mortis. Or I'm looking at some of the similar
It
artists, and
feels punky.
it the thrash beats are so fast that a lot of the time they come off as like blast beats, like a slow Cannibal Corpse blast beat, like
yeah, yeah,
it's going so fast
Yeah.
that it doesn't keep up with what a thrash beat, like what you expect it to be.
yeah. Well, it's just like
I just thought that
the
was
thrash beat
interesting.
is like the skank beat. Basically, it's like do got do got do got do got. But
Yeah, you
like,
got, but this is like blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
It's too much. It's going off the rails.
yeah. It's like what I would imagine like the Brazilian drummers would be like if they were in time and stuff like that. Just how fast he was going.
Yeah, they don't. There aren't any blast beats on this, and I kind of wouldn't expect there to be. I mean,
I think
this
yeah. I don't know
this
how this would be with the blast beat. I don't know.
it
It
wouldn't
doesn't
really
need
make
it.
any sense. No, it doesn't need it at all.
No, no, it doesn't.
It's hard to compare this to. I don't think you can really. I mean, there's like Slayer parts, and there's like there's I guess you would call them like Exodus breakdowns. I mean, these guys are listening to all the bands that are like contemporary at the time. You look at some of the T-shirts that they were wearing. I guess they got Keith Dean into thrash because before this he was just he was a hard rock vocalist for a band called Lust. I don't know if either of you guys checked out that band.
Yeah, I did
No.
when you showed it to me a while ago.
They're like kind of old. 74. They were around from 74 to 76.
Hmm.
And there was, I forget the name of the song, but there's like one particular Lust song where it sounds like the Holy Terror version of Keith Dean. And according to the other guitar player Mike, he was saying that like when they tried him out, um, they had to go to his house. They he didn't want to do it originally, and then they had to go to his house and like knock on the door to convince him to fucking join the band because they knew there's something special about this vocalist.
Yeah,
And there definitely is. I feel like it would be like it would draw you in immediately. I mean, it drew me in immediately.
yeah. It's like just runs along with the music, keeping up with it. It's not really holding back or it's not outshining it at all. It's all like the guitars have their solos. He has his vocal solos in there. He has his sort of like the guitar riffs. They have the palm mutes he can do, and then Keith he'll do like his lower register vocals too. It's just he's using all the tools of what he can do in his range throughout the song. He's not just keeping on like a monotone uh, sort of thing. He's like being a vocalist. Because most like he's not playing any instruments or anything, but he's like putting his whole self into just being a vocalist, you know?
Yeah,
And it makes the
he's
album sound so extreme.
Yeah.
it does. It's so frantic.
It's like Exciter taken to the furthest degree of extremity.
Yeah, because I put this like, I don't know, it's hard to conceptualize this as a thrash album for me, but that may just be my bias of, you know, not liking too much thrash. But I definitely put this more in the speed metal because how I hear speed metal, it's more of a progression from, you know, trad metal, heavy metal, whereas thrash is just sort of like an offshoot of heavy metal, where it's just getting way more aggressive and then eventually going into death metal, whereas speed metal progressed into power metal. You know, like it's two different lineages going off from heavy metal, but they are, you know, so similar, happening at the same time. Where this band like borders between it, which I don't see any other bands really doing that.
No, but
Yeah,
you're
I think
right. 'Cause I hear a lot of things like Raven in here. Like it's,
Yeah, there's like Halloween in here. There's
Yeah.
fucking Blind Guardian.
yeah,
British thrash, German power metal. The guys from the Requiem podcast said this, and I'm seeing a lot of people on YouTube comments saying this, that like this band, even for the time where there is a difference between power metal and speed metal and heavy metal, all the different variants of
Yeah,
what like traditional heavy metal is, and thrash, and this is kind of taking uh like parts from all of it, and just making this like extreme esoteric, like almost unreal kind of album.
yeah, it's for
you
sure
know
a fucking masterpiece.
it is, it's definitely a masterpiece, and it feels so fucking unreal that it even exists. I mean, some of these riffs are I don't want to say typical or generic, but you can see where they fit in as
They're
a as
they're
thrash.
necessary.
Yes, some of them are just necessary. Others are like unbelievably creative, especially in the like instrumental parts. Like during
Yeah, they'll have
like
like sweet
before it,
little breaks of just like instrumental bits, not even
yeah.
solos.
No, but it's like these come in like before and after solos.
Hmm.
There'll be just this like cacophony of like amazing riffs. It's usually happening when Keith isn't singing, but sometimes when he is, you'll have some of these like it,
Dude,
just
like,
really really creative riffs.
dude, the fucking like third riff on Christian Resistance, I can't really remember right now, but I know I fucking like when I heard that, you know, after, you know, every time I would listen to it, it was like that was like one that really peeked out to me as like a, you know, the thrash riff in here, but it's like I haven't heard anything like it.
Is that where he sounds like he's? It sounds like the singer of Vector, kind of.
Yeah, it's like going, it's like the third riff, and it starts off with just the riff going, and then they do it for another 4 counts with his vocals over it.
Yeah, it's like bum 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 bum
Yeah,
bum. Yeah, that one.
yeah, that one's like fucking sick.
Yeah, if there would be any vocalist to compare this to, I kind of was thinking of the singer of Sabbath, because he does a lot of UK Sabbath, by the way, not the Japanese Sabbath.
yes.
He kind of does something similar where he has a lot of range, kind of the almost death metal ranting shit, some of this like like Bathory high stuff, and then like the power metal kind of singing voice, Manowar, what have you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. I got, like I said before, Realm run me a Realm quite a bit. Um, to a lesser extent, a Dark Angel on Darkness Descends, because he was it Don Dottie on that album. Especially on the tracks where he goes from like a cleaner approach and then just gets progressively hoarser as he goes through the track. It's not as much range or dynamism, but it kind of reminded me of that a bit. And I don't know if you guys know the Canadian band Entropy, the album Action
Yeah.
Existence.
no,
Yeah, that he's all over the map on that vocally, and a bit Slaughter Extorius as well, because that was all over the map as well. Any album where the vocals just like have a huge range, I don't think many of them can match just how wildly he goes through those ranges. But yeah, no, it really gives the album a unique feel. I can't think of many bands that that pull it off in that sense from a vocal perspective.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any one to compare this to, and from a musical standpoint and from the vocals, it's just in a league of its own.
Yeah, the Requiem guys were saying that Dark Angel would probably be one of the most similar musically.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I guess.
And
I
what's
know
his
it
name?
still
This
feels like punkier than Dark Angel to me. I don't know. I got a really like punky vibe off of this.
It's like the
I've heard
most
that
like
from.
most like technical punk ever. Just like with the structures of metal, with that sort of punk. I guess not even attitude, because what they're talking about is like they have like pretty amazing and elaborate fucking lyrics throughout this whole album.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, these lyrics are really fucking something.
Yeah, like the ones where you can like actually, hear what he's saying, and then when you look at what he's like fucking ratting off, they're actually like great lyrics and great subject matter and stuff.
Yeah, it's funny that you brought up Dark Angel too, because I guess Mike was in Dark Angel before they like actually recorded anything.
Hmm.
Like he was in there
Oh,
for a
was he?
short time. Yeah, the one of the guitar
Oh, cool.
players, the secondary guy, and he was saying that he had a band called Black Widow that was on the Metal Massacre 3 compilation, and it's just I listened to it. It's just an instrumental. He says it was a piece of shit. He hates that song. It sucks. And he says I was 16 at the time, but that's no excuse. It's so weird. Yeah, you should check it out. It's very strange. Black Widow Metal Massacre 3. It kind of reminded me of this Finnish band called Stormer. Paul, I don't know if you remember. I showed you Stormer.
No,
That they were like a live band and some guy had like an Angel Witch shirt on.
no, I don't remember.
It's extremely like retarded primitive heavy metal with vocals that sound like stone or something.
Hmm.
It's very strange. I'll have to send that to you guys
From
too.
the Ukraine?
No, from Finland.
Huh. Yeah, I guess they're not
They're,
even
they're,
on the.
they have a song called Storm of Aggression. It's fucking something.
Hmm. Type.
I was gonna say something. I can't remember what it was. See, now I'm just looking up Storm of
Oh
Aggression.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't see it.
Yeah.
What else do we have here? Oh, something else I was thinking of when you were talking about the first album. Something that they do on the first album, I kind of wish, maybe don't wish that they did more, because they're two different entities in a way, the same but different. There's more of these like sing-songy parts on Terror and Submission that I like.
Yeah, didn't
Like
you
an
say
E-
like it reminded you like Disney or some shit?
Yeah, yeah. Blood of the Saints. It's like da 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 da. What does he say in the fucking song? Attack is before you, pray, light will guide you from mortal feeling your life. A stand to fight, no more wrong or right. The accuser will be judged by sanctity. It's so funny. It's like these sing-songy lines are accompanied with these lyrics that are like deep and esoteric. It's very strange. I like it a lot. I mean, Mind Wars does have some of these like sing-songy moments. It has that what Dead of Pain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, feeling down and out, feeling there is no doubt. Someone must pay the debt of pain. What does he say? You must conquer your fear, no matter who or what's to blame.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a fucking Slayer riff or what, but that's pretty good.
Danger apartment. Unroll before me.
And surround synchrony, parchment, unroll for me.
Point. Kinda point.
Got a point. that fucking song, No Resurrection. That's like somebody on coke that won't shut up.
Yeah, it's going off on like some psychobabble and shit.
Holy shit! You think it's gonna stop because it's like you need to take a breath, but he doesn't shut up the whole time.
Do
It's
on to
amazing.
others too.
And do unto others what others are doing to you. Point, counterpoint. The descending line, the human race, spiritual umbilical cord, path of the dead, light at the end of the tunnel of compost heath, nature's fertile light. It's amazing. These lyrics are amazing, and he kind of babbles them off.
Yeah, I know. You took influence from Keith for when we were trying to do our or when we did Sanctuaries of Awakening.
I
Like,
tried.
yeah, it's just a hard feat to do. But yeah, this
I might have
was
to I might have to try again.
main like really influential album for what we were trying to do.
With somewhat riff wise too.
Yeah, 'cause I was
Even for
listening.
Galicia, even for Galicia.
Yeah, yeah, because I was listening to some of that earlier in between listening to Mind Wars, and I was like, yeah, I can totally hear that. You know what we were going
What,
for.
Galicia?
No,
The Warriors
Warriors
Chalice then?
Chalice, yeah.
I mean, vocally, yeah, I like kind of tried to do it, but it didn't end up the way I wanted it to.
Yeah, everyone was
And
staring at you.
yeah, yeah. Sicko was there, and he's making me sick.
Still sick to this day.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you know something too? Remember I was saying like I had a dream that you wanted to cover a Rush album?
Mm-hmm.
That got me
Oh
listening to
god,
that Rush
yeah.
album you were talking about. The
Grace Under Pressure.
yeah, Grace Under Pressure. I like it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
There was a few points that like I kind of got from that album. Not just that album, but vocally something that's kind of comparable to Geddy Lee. The way they deliver their lyrics, they deliver it as if they're really, really excited to, or like they need to tell you something like of great importance.
About to
I
drop
feel like
knowledge.
that's, huh? Yeah, yeah. They're in, yeah, they're dropping something on you. Hey, everything's exciting and important, basically.
Guys, listen to this.
Yeah, yeah. Listen to this. Listen to what I'm saying. What? Um, Something else too that kind of like made me think of this was the guitar playing on that Rush album. The Holy Terror album. It has a lot of these like jangly parts. Did you guys notice that? Like
Yeah.
jangling top string things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a shitload of them.
Yeah.
And I'm
Ba-na,
thinking,
ba-na, ba-na-na-na. Yeah.
or that's distant calling, isn't it?
Yeah, that's first album, bud.
Isn't that what you were humming?
I was humming. Fuck, don't remember the song title. And like three of them are packed into one with Fool's Gold, Terminal Humor, and Mind Wars.
Well, I know the Immortal Wasteland. They start off with like jangly guitars.
Mm.
Yeah, they kind of incorporate it into their like into their faster parts. Like in Damned by the Judges they do that.
Mm.
That one riff that's like oh
Yeah, that one's fucking sick. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of incorporate it in there. That's like almost a black metal riff.
Don't they have like a little part in that song that like slows down, and then they like it's like really soft, just guitar part in there. Trying to remember.
Yeah. Penalty of boots. Yeah, it's like boom, ding, 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 ding,
Yeah, and then they have
ding,
like
ding, ding.
the build up sort of thing too, to bring it back from that part. Yeah, it's fucking. Yeah, that's like one of the most like narrative songs in there.
Something that I like never really noticed before, or at least never thought about, how good the guitar solos are.
Oh yeah.
For some reason, I never really paid attention to them. I always thought they were, I always figured it was just kind of like,
Strat
thrash
shit.
solo thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. It feels like a really good like glam band that has like a shredder in it, all like Nitro or something, like some fucking like Michelangelo Battio kind of shit, like some virtuoso. Because they're really, yeah, they're really virtuosic with these guitar solos, man. There's like some, and they come back with these really like melodic, like out points that you kind of don't really consider, until like listening to it a bunch of times.
Yeah, like at the Christian Resistance, it's just like guitar solo, guitar solo, guitar solo, guitar solo.
Yeah, and then they got the like counterpoint where it's like wow 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 right at the beginning in the first riff.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Those last three tracks are just completely balls to the wall, anyways, right?
Yeah. It's
Like
like
Do unto
the,
others, no resurrection.
everything's
and
off the
Christian
rails on all of
Resistance.
them.
yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, they had some slow songs on the first album. This song, they kind of put slow parts in all the songs.
Yeah, exactly. It was like
But
a part
there
rather
aren't.
than the whole, you know.
Yeah, yeah. No resurrection. And man, no resurrection in particular is probably like one of the most off the wall songs.
Yeah, Dead of Pain though.
Yeah.
That one's like most song sort of like structurally, but still just like how fucking fast they're going is like I don't know, man. It's like parallel to like grind at that point, which is how fast it's going, unrelenting.
Yeah, I mean, it has like Fred said, and like I've heard other people say, like it has like elements of punk in it, but for whatever reason, I don't feel like there's any kind of punk like atmosphere to this at all. It
No,
just feels very metal.
no,
Yeah.
this is true metal.
Like the young ones, very metal.
Did you listen to Kurt's band after Holy Terror?
Is
Shark
that
Chum?
Shark Chum?
Yeah.
No, I saw he was in a band called Old Dirty Buzzard.
Yeah, it's like straight up punk, and it's like they have funny lyrics. So like, what do you say? He's like, "Girl, put my glands in your hand," and he's like, and then there's a song. It's like fat ass, and it's like talking about girls' fat ass and shit. And it's like, I forget the lyrics, but they're actually pretty funny. But you can hear the sort of speed. It's like crossover, just with the riffs and how fast they're playing them, and like how competent the drums are as well. In Shark Chum, I only listened to a few minutes in, but from what I
This is
heard, it
the
does sound like Holy Terror.
Tres Homeboys,
Yeah,
the one with the like Mexican rats on it.
yeah, the Green Album. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like, but
Yeah.
not for me. But it's
How'd you find that? I don't see it on.
it says it right
Oh,
there.
here it is. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
Don't get mad. Did you break it?
open your eyes, son.
It's God damn it! Give me that shit.
Get that crap out of you.
It's right there, motherfucker.
It was esoteric. Had to go into the Metal Archive script.
Yeah, I guess these guys did get the vocalist into speed metal. I mean, there's pictures of him wearing like
Dude,
an
it's-
Exumer shirt and like Dark Angel and stuff.
The fucking anime, Anaheim fucking show where he's like wearing those tiny shorts, just like crouching,
I think he
singing.
was always wearing those shorts. I've seen a few videos where he's dressed like that.
Even the band pick, he's wearing those shorts.
Yeah, he's wearing like work boots and like these
When you
little
find something you like,
shorts.
you stick to it.
Yeah, that's his look.
And it's like his haircut. It looks like a 40-year-old guy who like doesn't want to cut his hair. 'Cause, I mean, he was a little bit older than the rest of the guys. He was already 30 when the band started. In
Yeah.
86.
All right,
An interesting bunch. And I saw that his name was like he had like two names, Keith Dean and Keith Green. I assume Green is his real last name. I don't know.
But
I remember. What were you
ahead.
gonna say?
go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I remember Chuck from Aries Kingdom when he was on the Primordial podcast. They were both like just sharing they're talking about Holy Terror and how much they love Holy Terror.
Oh yeah,
It's
forgot
just
about that.
a mystical kind of band.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say? They're cult. They have a cult following.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, people who like seriously love them.
Yeah, it's not something
No-
that you just put on. It's like something you have to like dedicate time to and listen to.
If you
It
want
doesn't
to,
hurt that
I
they
could put this
folded
on.
after 2 albums, right? Because basically 2 perfect albums,
Yeah.
Yep, basically.
and then called it a day. So like, that legacy is you can't mess with that.
Nope, it's done for.
Yeah, when you needed them the most, they vanished.
Yeah, because I mean, apparently there was all kinds of stuff going on with this band. There was uh, like drug use, and that somebody got kicked out for being a junkie, and then somebody else got kicked out for like going behind their back for to
Contracts,
a
yeah.
label or something.
Yeah.
And I think this vocalist just quit, and then they they did a few shows without him, and then they just called it. I think
Yeah.
is what happened.
Looks like they moved to Seattle, and that's where the punk band came into play.
Yeah, I guess these guys weren't originally from, or most of them weren't from LA. I think
Yeah.
Keith might have been. One of them was from like North Carolina, and the other two guys were from Seattle.
Yeah. That sounds right.
They did like one tour, like one legendary tour, and people in the comments are talking about it. They toured Europe with DRI and Creator, and then I guess at that point, like things started to fall apart, and I believe it was yeah, Alan and Chuck. They were saying like, oh, the guitar players were just dressing like schlubs on stage, and Kurt was wearing like pink fucking sweats. They just didn't care. They like knew it was kind of disintegrating.
Yeah.
I know they reformed at some point. Did Keith come back, or did he? What did he stay out of the band?
After I think they only did the one breakup. I believe the other guitar player Mike tried to get the band back together, and they did some shows without him. So yeah, they reformed without him, I think.
Okay. I don't know what the show sounded like, but you'd need a pretty impressive vocalist to be able to cover for Keith on these
Oh yeah.
songs.
Dude, when you listen to this punk band, the vocalist it seems like he's trying to do that sort of key thing. When I was listening to it, there was like a couple moments where I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of, what he's going for, but it's just not the fucking same, like at all. I think his name is like Dizzy Lee Roth too. For Shark Jump.
Dizzy Lee Roth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was Mike who did like vocals for them, the other guitar player, while without Keith.
God
But I
damn,
mean,
well
he's
fucking playing guitar.
well, he was doing vocals on the album. I don't think he did them live though, because it gives him credit on backing vocals, and you can hear some like gang shout parts that are really cool.
Yeah.
Like it again, it's kind of subtle, but when you hear it, it just sounds cool.
Mhm. Yeah, there's so much shit in here every time you listen that's like, different. You come away from it, takes you somewhere else, and then, there's parts where I forget because I'm listening to something else, and then that pops up, and then that takes my attention. It's like all waging for the listener.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's no greater example than listening to it. So what song did you pick?
Christian Resistance.
Oh, Christian Resistance.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
All right. Yeah, final track off this, Mind Wars, Christian Resistance. We'll be right back. All right, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Can't say anything about that. I think that they have the metal riff. It's the epitome of metal.
Wait a
Hearing
minute, Fred. What'd you think?
That sucked.
Oh, this
There we
one
go.
sucked too. Thought this
Yeah.
was
We
gonna.
don't.
I thought this
we don't
was.
ever get a different answer.
I thought this was gonna, change it.
change the routine.
Yeah, that was gonna break the cycle.
Oh, you were saying that's the most
But
metal riff.
holy shit, though, that last half of the song, just holy fuck.
Yeah, progenitors of black thrash, huh? Well, not really, but at least
Yeah,
it's
at
with
that
their
point,
speed.
no, but
They're
definitely
approaching
no.
it via speed metal,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the ultimate metal riff. Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun dun dun.
yeah. If you don't like that, like, sorry, bud, you're not metal.
If you don't like that riff, I'm afraid you've been doing
There's
it
something
wrong
wrong with
this
you.
whole time.
Yeah.
Yep.
You have to rethink everything if you don't like that riff.
If you don't like this song, if you don't like this band,
You're not meddling right.
I love the way these guys end songs and like come back into riffs. There's all kinds of like you were saying, like strange proggy drumming and like weird chording and stuff.
yeah, and they have like these stop-start sort of parts.
Yeah, they do it at the end of songs. They do it in between like riff to riff.
Yeah,
It's really really something.
like you said, they had like a prog riff in that song, but I see them using it more like structurally, like being prog.
See some of the actual riffs being pretty progressive in just how like different they are.
And would you consider this a technical album,
Ah,
like
Probably.
like tech thrash?
Good question.
no. I don't think I would consider it like tech thrash in a, in the sense that like of like toxic or
Watchtower or something like that.
sure, yeah, like
Or
nothing
Invocator.
like that. No, not at all.
I think it's
like
just
nothing.
frantic.
It's really frantic, and maybe the riffs aren't that technical or hard. Some of them are. Some of them are pretty hard. Like complicated. You can hear it, but they're just so different.
Yeah,
And the way that they're different played the way they are played, I think that I would say yeah, it's a technical album, but I wouldn't call this technical thrash or
yeah,
technical speed. I wouldn't call them that. It's some of these riffs are tricky, and the way they play, yeah, some of it is pretty tricky.
they like
Like
they like took out their. I don't think this is like tech thrash. They are doing like traditional heavy metal riffs and NWOBHM without like the blues rock sort of elements in it at all. Like it's just purely metal.
yeah, the only time there might be blues is during some of the solos, I would say.
Yeah, and then like
Yeah.
we were hearing during that solo, it was like he's like using a wah pedal, but like just holding it down so these notes like have a different tune to them, you know. And then we're also saying like the melody for that main riff, or I was saying it sounded like a sped up Finnish death metal melody. Like it's just like I don't know, it's just like fucking candy. So good.
It is. It's like, nom,
Ear
nom,
candy.
nom.
Yeah.
It's like a Belvita breakfast bar, which I'm eating now.
That's candy. That's pescatarian's candy.
It's got 12 grams of sugar in it.
That's enough.
That's enough. That's enough.
It counts.
Yeah, when I was listening to this, I actually wrote this down. I wrote forbidden melodies.
Yeah,
Because, like,
esoteric.
Not just that, but they come out of nowhere and they don't sound like anything else. They don't sound like a melody I've ever really heard before. It like
Yeah.
if you isolated them and played them like over and over again for like an 8 count, it would be like candy. But here they kind of subtly give you like an epic sense of like songwriting in everything. That I think that's a big
It
point
seems
of what they
like
do too.
it seems like they're like they have some like something that they're wielding, and like just for a moment they'll like unleash its power and then bring it back in to the rest of the song. especially with like the
Yeah.
solos, the vocals, the drums, like even that little bass solo. Forget what song that's
Yeah,
on.
bingo. It's on one of the big tracks, the
Yeah.
Mind Wars Terminal Humor.
Yeah, like they just there's like little like spotlight moments where like this fucking just like epicness just comes out, and the rest is just like aggression and anger and like contempt with you know what they're you know at war with. Because it sounds like it doesn't sound like you're you know like shooting a gun. It sounds like you're fucking being shot at with this album. If you
Yeah.
feel like the enemy and shit.
You feel like it's hurting you.
Took the Christian beliefs right on my butt.
Right at your butt with the little shooting motion.
And
Yeah, that part you brought up, the that bass solo. Right after that, there's a big breakdown. It goes
mm-hmm.
bow now. Before they go into that altogether, it's like really proggy.
Yeah, it's like that like drum build up.
Yeah, it's like a drum buildup that's kind of complicated.
Yeah, it's not like a regular punk like doo doo bada doo doo bada doo doo bada. It's like
Well, there was some of that in this song. There's like a lot of that in all the songs. These hidden secret, like forbidden melodies that come through like after solos or
oops, you weren't supposed to hear that.
yeah. There was a really good one on that the three songs that are together. I can't exactly remember how it goes, but it was fucking cool. Ding. I don't remember how it went.
Yeah, what do you guys
Oh,
think
yeah.
of this? Go ahead.
the vector part.
He's like going
Where he's
high as
doing, like-
fuck.
Yeah,
His vocals, yeah.
I remember I thought that a long time ago, and somebody in the comments says I'd love to hear Vector cover this song. And it, you know, listening to this stuff, I think Vector actually might take influence from this band.
They actually might be the only band to pull that off, honestly.
Yeah, because Vector 2 is one of the better thrash bands. I don't know that I would call them tech thrash either, even though a lot of
No,
their stuff
I don't think I
is
would.
complicated.
Yeah. Well, they're I think they're just like a progressive in the sort of way like how like, you know, Holy Terror is, as well as like Voivod and shit, you know. Not like necessarily like in a
In a genre way.
yeah, but I was gonna say, what do you guys think of their logo and this this album cover?
I think the album sounds like what this album cover looks like desert. It sounds like, yeah, like
It's apocalyptic.
apocalyptic, ancient, civilization-ish kind of feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how Holy Terror is just made up in bones, and then there's like a skinned arm with a big club and an like cracked egg.
Yeah,
It's kind of like the autopsy logo in that sense, isn't it?
yeah, I was gonna say it
Yeah,
reminds me of like
also kinda like the-
Impetigo.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. The Infantaigo logo.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
actually made up of like the characters or actual drawings of something.
Yeah, it's a terrific logo. I like how both the album covers are very similar, but this one's just like more savage.
Yes.
He's savage. I like how the Impetigo logo has the fucking smiley face like on top. There's
Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of
That's
gore under
that's
it.
what makes it. That's
Yeah.
what makes it.
It's like, ooh, gross, disgusting zombie band, and it's just like, we're a little silly.
Doesn't Romper Pop have a logo like that too?
Yeah, they do a bunch of like bodies and bones and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, logos like that are terrific.
Party cannon.
Oh man.
Well, that's the Toys R Us logo.
Yep.
They were good, were they? Party Cannon?
I don't think I've ever actually heard them.
Me either. I hear people, you know, like them, so I definitely got to check them out.
I think they're like Brutal Death or something.
Yeah, they're like Slam.
Yeah, Slam or something.
Or I mean, I'm looking at these guys. I don't know why I'm getting the vibe of like Obscene Extreme type of band, like a Gutalax or something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Crossover has a humor as well as some Slam and brutal death metal.
Yeah. Or like Spasm, if you know. Do you guys know who Spasm is?
No.
Fred,
Probably
you
not
know
what
that
you're
is?
talking about.
What are you talking about?
You
I know
don't
Peruvian. I know Peruvian spasm, but probably not the one
No.
you're talking about.
I don't know if these guys are on Metal Archives. They might be. From Chechnya. Yeah. They don't have a good picture of them. If you look this guy's, if you look at their like live videos, this guy's like wearing like a fucking Borat spandex on stage.
Nice. No, I've never heard this Czech spasm.
I guess I
I think
gotta
it's just,
check them out.
it's just bass and drum.
Ah,
Yeah, it's just bass and drum. Fucking like, I, I don't even know what you. It's kind of like grindcore-ish. It's, you know what it's like? It's like cock and ball torture. It's just groovy. That's what it is.
Oh, cool. Like Dead and stuff too.
I wouldn't say Dead is groovy. Dead is more like Carcass. No,
No, they get groovy later.
do they?
Hmm.
Yeah, I have their first album. That one's pretty carcassed.
See, trying to remember which one I have.
Fred, the intro that you picked for this episode, I'm not going to give it away, but there was a comment. There was a comment under on that video where somebody mentions the band from New York, Disgorged, and I had to check that out. Their EP, Thy Hideous Wake. Do you know what that is?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never heard anybody talk about this thing before. I liked it. It's, it's so rare that I find anything that I like. This was actually 1993 brutal, fucking getting me moving.
Yeah, I have their compilation. I think it was CDN Records that put it out. It's like a 2 CD thing. It has all their stuff on it, and they used to be called Phantasmagoria, I think.
Yeah.
But
Well,
in terms of the
it's-
intro I picked, you can give it away because everyone's heard it by now.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't want to give it away for myself.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I feel like we've mentioned that so many times already.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it had to be done, right?
they went on to be
Yeah.
Withered Earth.
Yes.
Have you heard
Yeah, I
that
think
Forgotten Sunrise?
No. Let me see. No, I don't think so.
Listen to that, man.
Listen to that, huh? Yeah, I think this was like some later members of what do you call it? Fucking what the fuck is it? Malevolent Creation.
Hmm.
Oh, I have heard this. Yeah, the one with the little girl on it.
Little girl.
Am I looking at the wrong album? Forgotten Sunrise? Yeah, it's got like a painting of a little girl on it.
What?
On YouTube. On Metal Archives, there's a different version. It looks like
No,
just
okay,
a
yeah, I know
strange
the
logo.
I know the green one. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I guess it's a reissue. Yeah, that's a weird cover.
I've heard it before, but it didn't stick. So I'll have to check it out again.
Dang.
Dun, 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 dun.
I don't think I've heard Withered Earth. I do know Disgorge and Phantasmagoria, but not Withered Earth.
Yeah, check them out.
Worth listening to?
Yeah, definitely. Just check them out.
The Disgorge stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, I'll do the vice versa.
It's like
That
same sort of like thick, brutal stuff. Like, they were from New York, right? So like, kind of got your suffocation, pyrexia sort of stuff in there, internal bleeding. Same sort of.
Hardcore shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty tough, brutal death metal.
Yeah, it's really tough death metal, malignancy, that sort of.
the guy from the death metal shit posting page did this blood. It's the blood incantation logo in Exa Cobra.
That's stupid.
I sent it to you guys.
Very good.
Dank riff dank riff combo tubes. Gothic bad boy smells good. Whoops.
It smells good.
Yeah. You got any final words for this masterpiece? Masterpiece of a band,
Well,
Freddie.
if anyone's like me and they're iffy on vocals, like, give it a chance. If the vocals are too much for you, focus on the instruments, and they'll make sense eventually. That was my catching point on Holy Terror. Didn't like the vocals at first.
When did
after
you
a while,
initially
they
check
just-
them out? Like, how'd you come across them?
I think I was just doing like a deeper dive into thrash, and
Couldn't find
I
anything good,
think-
huh?
yeah. There was
Sometimes it's hard. As you get
I think
older, it gets
first-
harder.
first came across them. I think There's a 2 CD reissue that was put out. I forget about what label. I think it might have been Candlelight. But whatever year that was put out was probably around the time I checked them out. So probably like 2007, 2008.
Hmm.
And
Me too.
at that point, that's when I listened to them like in the store, listening to the CD that was available, and it's like these vocals, I don't know. But so I didn't buy it at that point. But eventually, a few years later, when I got more into thrash, because I kind of started off just death and black metal. Um, a few years later, when I started getting more into thrash, I went back to them, and things started to click a bit more. And by that point, I was already pretty heavily into like Dark Angel and those kind of bands. So everything I was hearing on this made a lot more sense at this point, and the genius that it is clicked, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So
Hmm.
yeah, no, if the vocals seem over the top, like just give it a chance, let it play through, let it sink in. It will make sense eventually.
Yeah.
Sip.
Yeah. This album, masterpiece. Daniel showed me this. I don't even know how long ago, but just recently brought it up again, and I haven't stopped listening to this in rotation ever since, and it's just been one of those untouchable albums in a genre that sort of defies and not defies, defines, and like the Requiem guys say, as well as Wagner, going beyond the genre, sort of setting the standard for everything before and after it, and it's I don't think anything before it has touched it. I don't think anything will ever touch it. Closest thing, maybe they still got a long way to go. Vector though is a close. They can do it, but yeah, it's just most metal, best thrash album, and speed metal. Like I was saying, it's a lot of like traditional heavy metal in that just got taken to an extreme, and all the musicians are giving their most. I feel like they are even probably restraining a bit, like Daniel said on the first release, where they weren't going as as fast as they can go, where they sort of just let out everything, the aggression and anger on this Mind Wars, and it's like the perfect period to a discography. Like, they don't need to do anything after this. If you want something after this, listen to Shark Jump, and you'll get a laugh. But it's never gonna be anything like this. And yeah, one of the best metal records ever, has the metal riff in it. It's untouchable. Thanks for showing me, Dan.
Did I have to like fucking like pull your arm to make
Yeah,
you
yeah,
listen to this?
yeah, yeah, the twist my arm about this.
Yeah, I kind of remember like kind of I wouldn't shut up about it, like putting it on a pedestal.
Yeah, but yeah, you just put the thrash label on it, and I was like, I don't even want to know.
What did I say? I was I just like was like, oh, this is like a good thrash album.
Well, you would put it on, and then you'd just be like singing along, doing the air drums and everything, and like, we just bump it off the speaker, and I was like, you know what? And then you showed me like Dead of Pain, and I was like, wait a minute. All right, this is like actually fucking blowing my mind here. And then later going into, I think you were showing more stuff off Terror and Submission, and I've come to appreciate that one a lot more. But Mind Wars is the one that takes the cake for me. And
Yeah, it's the ultimate version of what this band was.
yeah, it is, man. They live on forever with this. They got a perfect legacy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Paul, you probably feel the same way, but the vocals on this, the lines on this, a lot of them are really memorable, and I just fucking love them so much. They're so fucking good. Yeah, I
Yeah,
just really like these vocals. You know, the album as a whole, this band as a whole is fucking unreal. It feels almost impossible that humans could produce pieces of music like this. It blows my mind. It blows my mind that anybody would have like the imagination and creativity to write riffs like this, play as fast as they are, write lyrics like that, sing like that. Everything combined, the album art, the logo, the name, the titles, the everything. It's I think this is like a contender for best metal album ever. It makes me like happily angry. It makes me want to break things. The guys from Requiem said this too. Like, it's hard to sit still while you're listening to this album.
You can't. It's not possible. Like even just as we were listening along the track, I just couldn't stop. Fucking. It's just so compelling. You know.
I feel like, well, the only other people that I know who like really like this album, the guys from Metal Mentors really like this band. Um, and the guy from Revolted Excrescence, he likes them. But I feel like with a lot of newer, um, like Instagram people who I see, they're all into black metal and brutal death metal and maybe some thrash and power metal. And I feel like this album gets left out a lot in like really high praise bands, and I think that either needs to change or I don't know. These people should just listen to it.
Yeah.
But maybe it is where it's supposed to be because it's not the most known album. And but to the people who know it, the people who know it understand what we're saying here.
Yeah. Definitely cool album. And yeah, this guy Keith just hammer this down, this beat this dead horse. Uh, you know, this guy doesn't take being a vocalist lightly at all. It's like
At all, yeah.
like I was saying earlier, it's like he's using all these tools within his range, like going along, not at the same time, like doing his lower vocals with like palm mutes or anything, but it's like just as like a guitarist would be, doing the solos, doing palm muting, riffing, or doing like hammer-ons. It's just he's using all of his ability to get his point across, and it's like it gets like emotional at times where he's like going with those really high melodies, and these lyrics are like untouchable too,
Yeah, they really are.
especially
They're
for
they're
like thrash and speed metal, power metal too. They're not talking about dragons here.
This transcends. They're talking about things you don't understand. It would take you a long time to understand if it even means anything at all.
Yeah, and this music,
They're
I'm still gonna
poetry.
be. Yeah, this music is, along with the lyrics, are gonna take me a lifetime to understand, but I'll be appreciating it the whole time.
Like Hank Hill would say, everyone's giving 110%.
6 a.m. and that boy ain't right.
He like slips on his undies with a big T-shirt on.
Damn, Hank, you got a fat neck.
Good God, you got a fat neck, Hank.
You gonna talk the whole way?
Fucking Boomhauer puts his hand in the like virtual lawnmower. He pulls him out. His fingers are gone. He's like, oh my fingers. Dang old, listen, man.
Yeah, the Holy Terror. Just dang on, listen.
Thank you.